Wedding gifts. It's always exciting to see what friends and family will bring. Now imagine the groom is Prince Albert and the bride is Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. Forget plates and kitchen gadgets. We're talking pearls, diamonds, and tiaras. Let's peek inside the royal treasure chest and discover the dazzling gifts she received. I'd be thrilled if you gave this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment. It would mean the world to me. Before we peek inside the royal wedding gift chest, let's travel back to 1923. On April 26th, Prince Albert, Duke of York, married the charming Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon at Westminster Abbey, one of the most romantic royal weddings of the 20th century. The prince proposed several times, and Elizabeth hesitated. Joining the royal family meant giving up much of her private life, but love won in the end. After the wedding, they became the Duke and Duchess of York, and later, King and Queen of the United Kingdom. Elizabeth earned her beloved title, the Queen Mother, so she wouldn't be confused with the young Queen Elizabeth II. They had two daughters. First, in 1926, came Elizabeth II, the future longest reigning monarch of Britain, and a few years later, in 1930, Princess Margaret was born, a true icon of style and glamour. Now, let's open the royal treasure chest and see the dazzling gifts Elizabeth received on her wedding day. Today, I want to share with you one of the most delicate and romantic pieces of the royal family, the Lotus Flower Tiara. But this isn't just a story about sparkling diamonds, it's a story that begins with a wedding gift. When Prince Albert, Duke of York, married the charming Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon in 1923, he gave her a stunning pearl and diamond necklace. This necklace quickly became one of the most famous wedding gifts of the era. But Elizabeth, who loved jewelry dearly, decided to transform this necklace into something entirely new, something special, something truly her own. At the Garrard workshop, the pearl and diamond necklace was reshaped into the Lotus Flower Tiara, a tiara in the form of an open lotus flower, with delicate petals sparkling in diamonds and pearls. The Lotus Flower Tiara has carried its beauty and significance through generations. It was worn at official state events and receptions in the 1920s and 1930s when Elizabeth was queen consort. Later, it was inherited by Princess Margaret, daughter of King George VI and Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. In the years that followed, it adorned other members of the royal family at weddings and jubilees. And even today, it is worn by Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, daughter-in-law of Queen Elizabeth II through her marriage to Prince Edward, and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, wife of Prince William, also a daughter-in-law of the Queen, both continuing the tradition and the beauty of this historic piece. Another special wedding gift was the elegant Teck Flower Brooch. This exquisite jewel came from the collection of Queen Mary, the mother of George VI, who was famous for her remarkable taste in royal jewelry. It was this beautiful brooch that Prince Albert chose to present to Elizabeth as part of their wedding gifts. The brooch is designed as a sparkling diamond flower, with delicate drop pendants suspended on fine chains below. As the light catches them, the diamonds move gently and shimmer beautifully, giving the jewel a wonderful sense of life and elegance. Elizabeth quickly grew very fond of this piece, and she often wore it in official portraits and at important occasions. Over the decades, the Teck Flower Brooch became one of those jewels that perfectly reflected Elizabeth's style: elegant, refined, and timeless. From her future father-in-law, George V, the bride received an impressive turquoise tiara and matching parure, a magnificent suite of jewels set with large turquoise stones surrounded by diamonds. The set included a tiara, a necklace, earrings, and a brooch, a truly royal jewelry ensemble. At the time, these turquoise jewels were among the most striking pieces in Elizabeth's new collection. In the language of gemstones, turquoise is often associated with love, protection, and happiness, making it a particularly meaningful gift for a young bride. Throughout the 1920s and early 1930s, Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, then Duchess of York, frequently wore the tiara at elegant receptions and royal events. But the story of these turquoise jewels did not end there. Years later, when Elizabeth was known as the Queen Mother, she passed the entire parure to her younger daughter, Princess Margaret. For Margaret, famous for her glamorous style and her love of bold jewels, the turquoise set quickly became one of her favorites. She wore the tiara and the matching pieces at premieres, grand receptions, and official portraits, where the vivid blue stones added a striking touch of color and elegance to her evening gowns. Another truly remarkable wedding gift for the young Duchess of York came from Queen Mary, the mother of Prince Albert, and, of course, the bride's future mother-in-law. Queen Mary, famed for her love of jewels and impeccable taste, selected a truly spectacular suite of sapphire and diamond jewels for Elizabeth. The set included a necklace, a large corsage brooch, several smaller brooches, a bracelet, and a ring, all shimmering with deep blue sapphires and sparkling diamonds. The necklace itself has a fascinating story. Over time, its sapphires were reworked, eventually becoming the famous sapphire fringe earrings. Large sapphires are surrounded by diamonds with delicate diamond tassels that shimmer beautifully with every movement. Today, these earrings are often worn by Catherine, Princess of Wales, bringing a touch of royal history to modern state events and gala evenings. Elizabeth, who would later become known as the Queen Mother, wore these sapphire jewels throughout her long life. One piece in particular became her favorite, the sapphire brooch. Claude Bowes-Lyon, the 14th Earl of Strathmore and Kinghorn, gave his daughter, Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, a deeply romantic wedding gift, the delicate diamond Strathmore Rose Tiara. The tiara resembled a wreath of wild roses. Its diamond flowers looked almost alive, and the young Duchess of York quickly fell in love with it. Throughout the 1920s, Elizabeth often wore the tiara at receptions and society events, sometimes in the fashionable bandeau style, worn low across the forehead. But when she became queen, her jewelry grew more formal and ceremonial, and the Strathmore Rose Tiara quietly disappeared from public view for decades. After the Queen Mother's death in 2002, the tiara passed to Elizabeth II, who never wore it publicly. Then, in 2023, the jewel made a stunning return. At a state banquet in Buckingham Palace, it was worn by Catherine, Princess of Wales, for the first time in nearly a century. From her mother, Cecilia Bowes-Lyon, Countess of Strathmore, the future Queen Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon received two delicate gifts: a small seed pearl and diamond sautoir, and a graceful pearl and diamond bracelet. Queen Alexandra gifted her a delicate pearl and amethyst necklace, an exquisite piece adorned with a romantic heart-shaped clasp. For decades, the jewel seemed to slip quietly into history, resting unseen in the royal jewelry box, far from the spotlight and public gaze. It wasn't until nearly 90 years later that the necklace re-emerged when Queen Camilla brought it back into view, revealing its timeless elegance to a new generation. Among the many sparkling wedding gifts, one stood out as particularly delicate and meaningful: a diamond bow brooch. It was gifted to her by her godmother, Mary Venetia Cavendish Bentinck, known in society as Mrs. Arthur James. Light, feminine, and perfectly elegant, the brooch captured the refined taste of its era, a shimmering ribbon of diamonds seemingly frozen in motion. The Queen Mother wore this treasured piece throughout her entire life, making it a constant companion through decades of royal duties. Over time, the jewel continued its royal journey. It was later worn by Queen Camilla, a shining reminder that royal jewels are more than mere ornaments. They are living pieces of history, passed gracefully from one generation to the next.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to support my channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons.